Jon Jones drinking again with Jorge Masvidal. It's no secret that Jones has struggled in the past with the effects of alcohol. In 2021, he was arrested for domestic violence, and later he headbutted a police car. He announced after these events fueled by alcohol that he would be staying sober, saying 60 days sober and counting. So when a video surfaced of Jon in Vegas taking shots with Jorge Masvidal, it caused concern for fans as well as Dana White.
Everything that he's doing, everything that he's done, we gotta continue to bless you.
Cheers up, cheers up. Let's go. Let's go. Woo.
When White was asked about Jones drinking in Vegas, he had this to say.
Listen, he's a grown man. He can do whatever the hell he wants. I always say this, Jon, more than 12 hours in Vegas is usually probably not a good idea for Jon. Yeah, I don't know. Listen, Jon has done very well for himself. He's been through a lot of shit. He's made it through. I don't know whose idea it was to keep Jon here for days.
Do you think Jones's drinking is harmless, or based on his track record that he should continue his sobriety? Comment below. Dana White comments on McGregor fighting and says fuck you to media. Conor McGregor posted an emoji of Santa Claus hinting that he'll be fighting come December of this year. When Dana White was asked about McGregor at a press conference, he had this to say.
Listen, I'm glad you brought that up. There's a lot of business that needs to be handled before we talk about this. And I was doing an interview on Friday, and a bunch of fucking scumbags wrote stories that I said, fuck USADA. I don't care what USADA says. It's not even remotely close to what I said. So first of all, I'd like to say fuck you to everybody that wrote that story, number one. And number two, there's a lot of stuff that has to go on before he fights. So it's not even, my point was, no matter who's talking about it, whether it's USADA or whoever and this and that, it's not even worth talking about right now. Everybody wants to keep bringing it up so that pieces of shit can write stories like that.
Dana White is once again angry with the media, and after hearing White's response to Conor's tweet, it seems he may be putting the cart before the horse once again. Will McGregor ever get back into the ring and fight? Or just continue to dangle possible fights in our faces? Let us know what you think below. Trump attended UFC 290. Dana White escorted Donald Trump to his seat in Las Vegas Saturday night. Dana has always supported him, and he describes Trump as a good friend.
So, as you might expect for International Fight Week, a lot of people are in the building, but no one needs more security than the former president of the United States, obviously a really good friend of Dana White.
It was no surprise to hear White say this when asked about Trump at a recent press conference.
You had Trump there at the cage side with you. What was that experience like, having him right there?
Listen, we all know he's one of my very, very good friends. I love being around him. I had dinner with him last night till midnight. He's fucking awesome. He's hilarious, and I love hanging out with him. And he's such a huge fight fan. So he knows everybody. He knows everything. It's just, I love the guy.
Garry and Jamahal Hill have funny banter. Garry and Jamahal have a funny exchange Garry posted to his Instagram, with the caption, "When I grow up, I want to be a big black man."
Layla, in my dreams, what am I?
You're on your way.
All I know is, if I can have that extra 3% athleticism, right? And that beautiful fucking skin that when I get sweaty, I look like I'm covered in crystals.
Israel Adesanya commented with a bunch of crying laughing faces. We love to see lighthearted interactions like this in MMA news. What do you think? Dricus du Plessis and Israel Adesanya continued back and forth. Dricus du Plessis was uninterested in what Israel Adesanya had to say in the ring Saturday night. After Dricus won the match between himself and Robert Whittaker, Adesanya entered the ring for a promotional face-off. Not only did Adesanya not let Dricus speak, but he repeatedly called him the N-word. Things are getting more and more heated between these two African-born fighters. When asked in a post-fight press conference to comment on what happened with Adesanya and the title fight against him, Dricus had this to say.
You saw tonight, I'm prepared. I'm prepared for everything. Everything he says, anything he's behaving like a clown in there. That's not how a champion behaves. That's not how a man behaves. He's behaving like a child. Conduct yourself like a champion. There's people looking up to you and you're behaving like that? Nah. If that sells tickets, good for him. I'll sell tickets my way. I'm a gentleman, I'm a man, and I'll behave like a man.
When you do get in the octagon with him, how do you think this fight goes? How do you beat him?
I'll knock him out just like I did tonight. You know, if not, we saw his fight with Alex Pereira. If I get him to the floor, it is not even a fight. It's not even a fight. If I just get my hands on him, it's not even a fight. I will manhandle him. I've done it before and I'll do it again. And, you know, as far as the striking goes, let's take that out of the question. You are as good as your last performance. What did his last performance look like against Whittaker? Yeah, he beat him. It was a close fight. What did my last performance against Whittaker look like? So right now, that's how I plan on beating him. The same way I beat Whittaker tonight, by implementing the game plan and sticking to my style and doing what we do best. Listening to my coaches, listening to the great Mornay Visser, the great teammates I have at CIT, a small gym in South Africa, coming up with game plans with this awkward style, this style that looks completely wrong to so many people. I'm the #1 contender in the world right now, so it's time to put some respect on that.
Who do you think will win in the future fight between du Plessis and Adesanya? Kamaru Usman has a message for Khamzat Chimaev. Kamaru Usman says Khamzat's using him for clout by flirting with him online. When asked if he thinks a fight between the two will ever happen, he responded with,
I went into Dana's office and I said, hey, okay, this is the guy you guys are saying that is the next, the next guy in the division. Okay, give me that guy. I said that to Dana. At the end of the day, I have been and still is the boogeyman of this division. I asked for the guy, if you want to fight, you want to be a champion, cut the fucking weight and come and fight. I asked for the fight. He's saying he's the boogeyman of the division, and I think he's a really, really good fighter. Very, very good fighter. I like the guy. But hey, you want to fight? Cut the weight and let's fight. Be disciplined. You don't want to do that anymore, He's got money now. He's loving the life and he's living good. You don't want to cut the weight.
It's clear this matchup won't be happening anytime soon. But do you think it will ever happen? We're not so sure. Khamzat Chimaev leaks next fight. Despite Kamaru Usman pushing hard to be Khamzat Chimaev's next opponent in the octagon, it looks like the fight will be going in a different direction. Khamzat shared a photo on his Instagram story with the caption, "My flight got delayed 4 times this morning. However, I'm not wasting time. Already studying the next opponent for the Boers." Fans on Twitter zoomed into the photo and put it all together. The photos from Jared Cannonier versus Kevin Gastelum Vegas 34. Gastelum is already scheduled to fight Shavkat Rakhmonov on September 16th, so that leaves Cannonier. If this fight happens, who do you think will end up winning? Post in the comments below. And that wraps up the news. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to catch all the latest MMA news. Here are the top comments from our last video. One user thought Sean O'Malley's thoughts on Henry Cejudo were hilarious. Another thought Bo Nickal's reaction to his cancelled fight was also laughable. Those were the top comments from our last video. If you want to be featured in our next video, all you have to do is comment below.